Hello everyone and welcome to another Animal Crossing speed building video. If you're new, my name is Claire, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm really sorry it's been a minute since I've uploaded. Things have just been a little bit crazy for me, but I'm really excited to be back and uploading again. So anyway, today we're going to be designing a flower shop for Deirdre, and we're also going to be redesigning the inside of our house as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the space that we're going to be working with today. As you can see, it's just off to the right of our last build. I purposely left this gap here so that I could move a villager in and then do another build up on the cliff as well. Although I'm not 100% sure what's going up there yet. But while I was building on the farm, I had an idea to make one of my villagers kind of like a caretaker or a gardener for the farm. I thought that was a really cute idea. So yeah, I picked Deirdre because I really think that it suited her. She seemed like the most like a gardener out of my villagers for some reason. And I love how the outside of her house looks as well. So I do end up just leaving that as is. But anyway, I have put in the steps and Deirdre's house. It just helps me to visualize how much space I have left to work with. And now I'm just laying down the path. I'm just using the same one as I did around the farm, so just an in-game dirt path. And then I'm going to be layering over some custom designs as well. So the first one is going to be, it's kind of like a worn down brick path, and also some leaves from the version of the path that I'm using on the rest of my island. I think it just helps the whole thing tie in really well together and make both paths match really well. But anyway, I will be back once the path is finished. This does take a minute as usual, and we'll have a look at the rest of the build. So I'm just finished up with the path now, and as you can see, I went back in and just put some weeds throughout it as well, just to fill in any awkward little gaps that were left over. And now I'm just fencing off the whole area again, just to give me a visual on how much space I have to work with and what I'll need to fill everything out. This awkward part over here that was taking me a minute, I done it like that because I wanted to put a tree on the outside just to break things up a little bit. It looks a bit odd at the moment, but I promise it comes together at the end. But yeah, have you noticed in this video that all of my villagers decided that this was the time to congregate in one space, and thankfully none of them got in the way like they usually do. But I just thought it was really weird that like most of my villagers kind of gravitated towards this area as I was working on it. This part that I'm working on now is going to be like a garden shed. It's my favourite part of this build. I found a really amazing custom design. I was trying to find some more custom designs for ACNH.SKdesigns because I don't want to run out of custom code spaces before I'm finished my island, and I really don't have that many pro designs that I'm using at the moment, so I'm trying to grab more of those and yeah, use them instead. As you can see, a lot of them are from the KidCore video that I made, but I won't be using a lot of them on this island. Obviously it won't fit the theme. So here's the garden shed now. I just put down 2 stalls, and the design on the stall is actually just an in-game one. Once you customize it, I think you get it from Able Sisters, and then you use these 4 ACNH.SKdesigns, and then I'm going to be just leading up these wooden planks It won't look as odd in a minute once I fill out all the space, but just kind of to have a pathway from the start of the shop that I'll be making in a second up to kind of like, this is kind of like Deirdre's own garden area, as you'll see in a minute. I fence everything off. Isabel would be so proud of me with the amount of fences that I'm using on this island. I normally don't use this many, but I feel like it just looks good on, you know, farms are always surrounded by fences and marked off nicely, so it kind of fits the theme, but maybe I'm going a little bit overboard. I don't know. You can let me know. So yeah, this is Deirdre's little garden area. So I just used that's not actually a custom design on those stack bags. I think it's an in-game one to make it look like there's some soil and plants. I gave her some boots, and then I used a garden gnome as well. I have been dying for an excuse to use one of those garden gnomes and just haven't found it. I don't think I've ever used one in game, which is a bit weird. This is the finished inside of Deirdre's garden. I'm just fencing this off so that we have like a section for Deirdre's like front garden, and then we have like the shop section as well. So I'm just starting to put down the shop now. I just grabbed as many kind of flower related items as I could. I've been using a lot of those bonsai tables. I think it's because it was so hard to get that in the first place. I think you need a couple of kind of rare DIYs to make them. So now that I can just use it, I want to use it absolutely everywhere. So anyway, we use a garden wagon as well, and then some rattan, is that how you say it? Rattan tables. And put some plants on top of them as well. I found a really cute flower shop sign as well that I used. That will be in the description, the custom code for that, as well as all of the other custom codes that I'm using in today's video as well. As always, will be linked below, along with the creator's details if I was able to find them. It's not always possible. So the garden shop section is finished now, and over here to fill in this little bit of awkward space, I just put in a seating area. I love a good seating area. If you've watched any of my videos, you will know that already. And mom's candles as well. I love those. I love that you can customize them, but I always end up using that colorway for some reason. So I'm just putting some trees in now, and that is this part pretty much finished. To finish this off then, I just went up onto the cliffs and kind of wanted to make the background look a bit more decorated, so I'm layering some fences up here, and then I think I put some more trees in as well. I love how the hedges look in front of the corral fence. I think it looks really good because they're just slightly taller so you can see both from below. I wasn't happy with how this fence looks, so I got back and changed it. And then besides that, I think I just put a tree in over here, and this tree was such a pain to get it exactly where I wanted it. I do end up getting it there in the end, but it was just, I went back and forth so many times, and I think I actually come back again and change where this is. So we're putting in a pergola. I'll move that tree, and then that is the exterior finished. We'll be moving on to the interior in just a minute. Okay, so we're starting to work on the interior of Deirdre's home now. So just taking everything out so I can start from scratch, and I really love how Deirdre's house looks on the inside already, so I was sad to change it, but I really did want it to match the flower shop on the outside. I did think about making the inside of Deirdre's house a flower shop as well, like a plant shop, but then we already have Maple on the island who has a bookstore, so I kind of just wanted to make it like a little house, and honestly I was just kind of in the mood to make a small house in the game, so that's what I went with. So over in this right section you can see I'm just putting in a tiny kitchen. Everything in here is going to be tiny because I ended up putting in a kitchen, a bedroom and an office, and for this small of a space I think it worked out quite nicely. The windows you can see me placing here now, another custom design that I love. If you've seen my farmhouse B&B speed builds, I've used this design before, but I figured if I have 4 custom design spaces used up for a window, I may as well use it more than once, and I really love how this one looks. I think it looks so good with this theme, and it matches all the wood tones in this room as well. So we're just finishing up the kitchen now, putting in some plants. I really wanted this to feel like a plant lover's home, so lots of green as you can see, and I don't think I've used a lot of green furniture before, so this was interesting and definitely a different build than what I usually do. I don't want all of the houses on my island to look too much the same. I want them to have the same theme but not look the exact same. I am using a lot of the same items, so I'm trying to just kind of change up the color scheme of everything. I think what I might do is for maybe my next video or the next few videos, I'll hop into Happy Home Paradise just so I can build something a bit different or design something a bit different than this Farmcore kind of thing. So I feel like a lot of my builds are starting to look kind of samey, but you can let me know what you guys would like to see. If you have any suggestions for villagers that you'd like to see or teams, I would be happy to try them out. We're finished up nearly this whole right side of the house. I'm just filling out the wall at the door with some plants, and I can't remember what else I put over here. Just one of these lamps. I always use these lamps and I really like the damaged colorway. Now we are starting to work on the bedroom as far as I remember. Yes, so it's the tiniest bedroom that you've ever seen, but I did manage to get everything that I wanted in here. All I had space for was a bed. I really wanted to use this sloppy bed. I haven't used it in any of my builds yet, and I love how it looks, especially in other videos that I've seen and stuff. So I used this in the green colorway. I was so happy that they did have a green in this. And then all we're going to be putting in then is this book end table and a lamp, and I think I found a rug as well that went with this. I've said it before, I'm so happy that we can design houses for Happy Home Paradise and not have to go and get all the items, because I can't tell you how long it took me to go and find everything that I needed for the interior of my own player's house in this game. It was an absolute nightmare. I'm really happy with how it came out, but it was a bit stressful trying to get everything, trying to find everything on Nookazon. But yeah, it was well worth it in the end. But I think that's what turned me off interior designing in this game until Happy Home Paradise came out. I was more focused on my island, and I think I had 2 rooms decorated total in my house the whole time that I was playing the game. So yeah, it's definitely got me a lot more into interior designing. But anyway, I'll stop rambling on now. We're just designing the last part of this room. This is going to be like a little office space. I love this table. I think it really suits this little house as well. So we're just going to put in a laptop, some little books, and then again I used one of the cork boards. I just love these. I've been using them a lot recently, and I feel like with this game I go through phases of using the same items loads and then I'll just never use them again. But yeah, this is pretty much the office space kind of finished up. After this then it's just little finishing touches. After this chair goes in, I'm gonna put a lamp and a little rug, and we're just coming up to the end of the video, so I'm gonna wrap the voiceover up here. I really hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a like, leave me a comment to let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.